All right, welcome back to another episode. Ryan here, and today we have on Casey O'Neill, who fights June 19th. Casey, first off, how are you?
I'm good. Just finished training, so a little bit tired, but we're getting close to the end, so it's all good.
Yeah, speaking of training, I saw your post the other day. You said this was one of the toughest training camps to date. Like overall, like how are you feeling because of that? Like, is that like gonna put you like in like a good mood for your fight and stuff? Like you're gonna be ready and everything?
Yeah, I like to work super hard before the fight so that when I get in there, I can sort of like I don't feel like it's something I've never been or somewhere I've never been, should I say. Yeah, I decided to step it up a little bit more for this one and maybe a little bit too much
Yeah.
because it's been super hard. But yeah, like I said, we're almost at the end, so I'm super excited to just fight now.
And now, do you believe like since this was like such a tough training camp, like we'll even see a better version of you than when you made your UFC debut back in February, I think it was?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a better performance anyway, just because I've been in there now and I know what it's like. The first one's always a little bit hard with the nerves and everything. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one.
Yeah, well, I certainly can't wait for that fight. And now, before I get into that fight, though, like we just mentioned, your UFC debut, I gotta bring that up. You go out there, you finish Shayna in the second round. I remember when I had you on before the fight, that was your prediction. Like you said, I think I'll finish her in the second round. Now, how great does that feel to get to finish that way and to even predict it that way?
Yeah, like it was great. Not many people go in and get like a finish, especially females in their UFC debut. So that was really nice. And it just shows like all the hard work was paying off. I manifested sort of that happening. Like I told you before that that's what was going to happen. So it's nice to know that like when I manifest things, I can make them happen.
Yeah, that was a great debut to watch. And I remember when you got the finish, you scream out, enjoy. Like, what's going through your head when the ref pulls you off? Or like, are you not even like kind of thinking because the emotions are all over the place because you just got the win in your first UFC fight ever?
Yeah, I think that I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
It sort of was like a lifelong goal of mine. I've been fighting since I was really young. I'm still really young, but
Yeah.
I was fighting from a really young age, and from day one, that's where I wanted to be. So to be in the cage there and to get through like sort of the mental hurdles that go through your head when you're standing in the cage before the fight starts and finish, I was like, oh my God. So yeah.
Yeah, and like whenever I have someone on before they make their UFC debut, I always ask them like, "What's going through your mind before you're walking out? Like, are you excited? Are you nervous? Kind of a mix of both." Like, they always have a different answer. What's that kind of for yourself?
I mean, that was the first time I've ever sort of felt nervous, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Like there's always a little bit of nerves, but it was different. That was also my first time really fighting without a crowd,
Yeah.
just in sort of the arena. I kind of felt like you were fighting for like a TV show almost,
Yeah.
there was a camera crew, it was cold. And obviously I was nervous because it was my first one and I wanted to show everybody like who I am and what I can do. So it was nerve wracking, but once those first punches like started throwing, I sort of forgot about it. Maybe it started a little slower than I usually do because of the nerves, but yeah, it was okay in the end.
Yeah, and I know you train with Danny Ige and Misha Tate and many others. Like, did they give you any advice before you made your debut to kind of like calm you down and like know what to expect, or kind of you just like did your own thing, kind of?
Yeah, I think I did my own thing.
Okay.
I take as much as I can from everyone that I train with and stuff, and everyone who's got more experience in the gym. But I think that it's such a personal thing. Like everybody reacts so differently. So yeah, you take it with a grain of salt. And I thought it was going to be fine. I did fight for like a local show in Abu Dhabi, or like a lower level show, without a crowd, so I thought I knew what to expect, but it was a completely different thing. It sort of took me by surprise a little bit. It was also my first time ever walking out first
Oh,
instead of second, so like waiting in the cage for someone was also a new experience for me. It was my first time fighting with Extreme Couture in my corner, so there was a lot of firsts, and I'm grateful that it went the way it did, and I'm grateful that I got to have all those experiences.
that was certainly a great UFC debut to watch. You've definitely got people watching now. And now to your fight on June 19th, fighting Lara Procopio. So far, what's your like initial reaction on her? How what do you like? How do you think you match up with her based on like what you've seen so far from her?
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's a jiu-jitsu girl, so she's going to try and take me down probably, and do what she did to Molly McCann to me on the ground. But yeah, I think that stand-up wise, it's going to be fun for me. And yeah, I don't really want to give too much away for this
No,
one.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
want
mean,
to, I want people to watch.
yeah, you have a good ground game yourself, so like, you think like she will still test that with you?
I think that she will, because I know that my striking is better than hers.
Yeah.
Um, so she might still try. And I mean, I would put my ground game against hers any day of the week. So we'll see. I'm happy wherever it goes, but I would really like to show off my striking this time. And now I'm a little bit more comfortable. Like I said, I'm sure I'll be able to show like more of what I can do.
Yeah, well, now you gave me a perfect prediction back in February of Mystic Mac that you could say call you say. Now, what's your prediction for this fight? Do you have an official one yet?
I'm thinking around 3 TKO in the first couple minutes of the third round. So we'll see. That
Well,
might be.
yeah, well, there's the
But
prediction.
wait around and find out. If she gives me something earlier, I don't care if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, there's the prediction. You may be right again. You got the first one right. So, and another thing you said to me though, back in February, you wanted to be very active. You're already active. This is your second fight in a span of months. There's still plenty of 2021 left. How many times are you looking to get back in there, assuming all goes well, healthy, everything?
yeah, so this one's June. I would push for one more, two more, maybe if I'm lucky. But
Yeah,
yeah, like I said, I do really like to be active. So
yeah.
I want to make a mark straight away, and people know who I am. So the only way to do that is get in there over and over again and finish girls and make a name for myself.
Yeah, and one of the things that UFC brought back is fans, and for me personally, I love the fans back. I feel like it brings much more to the fight with energy and everything. Now, is that something you want to get into, like a pay-per-view, say in like maybe August, September, one of those pay-per-views? You want to get on and put on a show in front of the fans, like you said, to get your name out there even more?
Yeah, the fans is really important to me. Like I said, my last
Yeah,
one wasn't really what everything I could do, because I didn't sort of have the fans, I think. So I was really pushing to be on the week before I actually am, where Israel's fighting.
yeah,
I really be on that card, but unfortunately I couldn't get on it. I was really sad about that. But maybe my next one, two finishes in the UFC, and maybe I can ask for what I want more. They can't deny me a spot with the fans.
yeah. Well, I hopefully you get the spot with the fans. I know a lot of fighters are happy that's back. And now another thing I like to do it towards the end of the interview, I just like to ask the fighters, what are like a one or two bold things you're gonna do for the rest of 2021? You would think with the UFC. Like, do you have any bold takes on that or anything?
Um, Not really. I
Okay.
mean, like what I'm gonna do personally, or what
Yeah,
the
like
UFC do.
yeah, like how many like you think you're gonna get a certain amount of wins, like something crazy, like what's your like prediction on all that, like bold prediction?
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna lose, so I think that
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
finish the year off with 3 fights and 3 good finishes. So yeah, I want to finish everyone.
yeah,
Like that's my goal. So I just want to make it more violent every time. So gotta keep your eyes peeled for that one this time.
yeah, and the UFC fans love violence, so we'll be tuning in. And the last thing here, thank you for coming on again. I gotta ask you, July 10th, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier 3. Good, another great fight. Many people have mixed reactions on how it's going to go. For you personally, you think McGregor comes back with the win, or do you think it's just Dustin's time and he's going to win again?
I kind of have mixed feelings about it, like
Yeah,
even that second one, I had mixed feelings about it. For a long time, I sort of didn't really like enjoy Connor's sort of the way he went about things,
yeah,
but now I can respect it and I like him a lot more than I used to. So I'd like to see him win, but also I love Dustin. I think he's great, and I think that he's the next champ. So I don't know. I have to sit on the fence. I think that if Connor can't deal with those leg kicks again, then it's going to be the same story all over again. But he could always catch him with a punch. So I don't know. I'm not predicting that one.
yeah. I understand that's a tough prediction. And now, will you be going out for that one, or will you be watching at home?
I hope so. I mean, I
Okay.
asked for tickets, but
Yeah.
maybe I'll get them. Maybe I won't.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get the tickets. Okay, once again, thanks for coming on. Good luck for your fight on June 19th. Certainly can't wait. And if you want to thank any sponsors, shout out any social media, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys can follow me at King Casey MMA on Instagram and on Twitter, and all my sponsors are in my bio. You can see them there. There's too many to list, and if I forget someone, they'll get mad. So I'll leave it at that.
Well, wait, thank you for coming on again. Good luck for the fight. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Have a good one.
You too.